Hello, welcome to Toronto, and I'm your host, Tony. In my view, the TTC's investment in electric buses is a smart, forward-looking decision, especially considering Toronto's commitment to reduce emissions and meet sustainability goals. Electric buses have clear environmental benefits, a major factor for a city like Toronto, which has pledged to go zero emissions by 2040. However, there's no denying that electric buses come with high initial costs compared to the traditional diesel or even hybrid buses, which makes it worth exploring whether the environmental and operational benefits are enough to offset those costs. Electric buses produce zero tailpipe emissions, which is a huge advantage in reducing greenhouse gases and improving air quality, especially in densely populated urban areas. Diesel buses contribute significantly to local air pollution, so replacing them with electric models is a powerful way to cut pollution. Cleaner air translates directly into better public health, potentially reducing healthcare costs and creating a healthier environment for Toronto residents. Although electric buses are more expensive up front, often by about 50% more than diesel counterparts, their long-term operational savings are substantial. Electric buses reduce fuel and maintenance costs, as they use electricity instead of diesel, which is generally cheaper, and their simpler design means they have fewer moving parts to maintain. Some estimates suggest savings of up to 40% in maintenance and energy costs over the life of an electric bus. This helps offset the initial higher cost, especially as electricity prices are generally more stable than fossil fuels. For example, the TTC expects significant fuel savings from its hybrid fleet, with projections to save over $100 million in diesel costs across a 13-year period for its hybrid electric fleet alone. As electric buses enter the fleet, these savings are likely to grow, given that full electric buses don't rely on fuel at all. Toronto's recent electric bus purchases have been heavily subsidized by federal and provincial funding, which reduces the financial burden on the city. With investments like the recent $700 million federal contribution toward 340 new battery-powered electric buses, the cost becomes more manageable for the TTC. This level of support may not last forever, so it makes sense for the TTC to leverage these funds now to build a sustainable fleet while costs are offset by external funding. It's true that electric buses still face limitations, particularly with battery life, range, and charging infrastructure. For a city like Toronto, with harsh winters, cold weather could affect battery performance, potentially requiring additional charging infrastructure. This means that the TTC will have to invest in charging stations and possibly plan more time for recharging. But as battery technology improves, these issues are likely to decrease, making electric buses more reliable. Overall, I think it's worth it for the TTC to invest in electric buses. While they come with a high initial cost and logistic challenge, the long-term environmental, financial, and public health benefits make it a smart choice for Toronto. With federal funding reducing some of the financial burden, Toronto has an opportunity to future-proof its transit system, reducing dependency on fossil fuels, while aligning with international sustainability goals. It's a challenging but valuable investment, one that sets Toronto on the path to a cleaner, more resilient transit system. So far, I haven't heard anyone say that they want those diesel buses back when an electric bus goes by. I hope that you liked the video. If so, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed and want to be notified of new videos that are released, please click on the Art Toronto button here. This is the video that I would recommend for you to watch next, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. Here's the playlist for all of the latest in transit news and views that you're going to find very informative and interesting. And finally, here is the latest video. Thanks for watching and happy transiting.